Releasing in 1998 for North America, Yoshi Story sold just under 3 million units and received middling reviews from critics. As a child, this was one of my favorite games on the N64. Well, now that the game is approaching its 25th birthday, smile for the camera, I figured we would take another look and see if I still like the game as much as I did back then. No matter what though, Yoshi's Story is a game that has a special place in my heart. It brings me back to the days of my childhood when I would tear apart the house on a Friday night trying to scrounge up $5 in pennies, nickels, and dimes and head down to the video rental store near my place. The best part was watching the light leave the eyes of the teenager behind the counter when they realized they had to count all my fucking change. When I finally got home with the game, I'd run up the stairs on all fours like a gremlin on bath salts and jam it into my N64 with the reckless abandon of youth. This game is a charming platformer and it's not hard to see why from early on. The beautiful art style, music, and presentation that Nintendo has become known for is on full display here. The game is filled with these fun little animations, and I was always finding more when I was playing. Like how when you eat a fruit a Shy Guy is carrying, he makes this shocked expression. Or when you ground pound, the Shy Guys change color. This is a lot of fun to do when there's multiple on the screen. Or even how when you eat these tulips, it turns Yoshi into an egg that can be flung around using the analog stick. This is key for finding some of the game's hidden secrets. Happy to say that I own this game now, and no longer need to suffer hunting for loose change in order to play. I got my copy a few years back from some guy on Kijiji who pulled up smelling like bong water. Thankfully the cartridge didn't. The story for the game is pretty simple. The short and skinny is the Yoshis are just chillin' and shit being stoked as fuck when Baby Bowser gets bored and thinks, you know what would be a totally rational thing to do? If I head down to Pop-Up Isle, the home of the Yoshis, and permanently borrow the Super Happy Tree. Then, I'll send my minions to unalive any Yoshi who tries to stop me. So he swoops in to steal the tree, and while doing so, casts a spell upon Yoshi's world. The result of the spell is their world is transformed into the pages of a storybook. The only Yoshis not affected were the 6 hatchlings who were still in their eggs when these events took place, so now it's up to them to put a stop to Baby Bowser and reclaim the Super Happy Tree. Each page of the story has 4 levels, and there are 6 pages in total. In a way, it becomes a create-your-own adventure, so to speak, as the tidbits of the story text you get in between each page is dependent on the level you decide to play, and you only get to play 1 level per page on each playthrough. Playing through the game one full time takes a little less than an hour, but you are doing yourself a huge disservice by only one and doneing this game. Each level is so unique and filled with its own charm and fun things to find, they're all worth playing at least one time. Otherwise, you're really missing out. So, this game has a total of 24 playable levels, 15 of which need to be unlocked through playing. Something I only just found out was that in order to unlock all the levels on the next page, you have to find the 3 giant hearts scattered throughout whichever level you choose on the page beforehand. Finding all 3 of the hearts will unlock all 4 levels on the next page of the story. If you only find one of the giant hearts though, only 2 levels will be available for you on the next page, as one is always available by default. So if you find none, you will only have the first level available to you. After you've made the desired stage on your playthrough available through finding enough hearts, you still have to successfully complete the stage in order to unlock it in trial mode. Unlocking in trial mode is what the game considers to be unlocked. Unfortunately, finding all the hearts and unlocking all the levels is something you must do on each playthrough. The levels do not remain unlocked in story mode, only trial mode. So if you want to do a story mode run of only the 4th level on each page, you would have to find all 3 hearts in every level that you play. Otherwise, the 4th levels will not be available to you. Now, what I want to know is who the hell thought that this was the best way to handle this? This is the most cryptic shit ever. When I was a young child playing this game, I had no clue why my levels didn't stay unlocked in story mode. Even as an adult playing this again, I still didn't know. I had to look it up, and because of this, as a kid, I never got to play all the levels because I didn't understand how it worked. There are a handful of levels that I played for the first time in the making of this video, and I played this game a lot back in the day. The only page that keeps its levels unlocked every time is the first page. Was this a commonly known thing and I'm just a dumbass? I don't know, probably. Beating a level is pretty simple. You only need to collect 30 fruits scattered throughout the level. The game gives you way more than you need on most levels, so oftentimes you can beat a level without even getting all the way to the end. Your options for defeating enemies are throwing eggs, jumping on them, or just simply eating them. After you beat a level, you get presented with this point breakdown screen. You get points based on things like fruit collected, enemies defeated, coins collected, giant hearts found, melons found, and how many Yoshis you have remaining in your party. The easiest way to get a high score is to collect as many of the green melons as you can find and to not lose any lives. When you start a fresh playthrough, you get given a lucky fruit. Eating this fruit will fully replenish your life as opposed to only partially replenishing it like when you eat any other fruit. It also gives you 8 points compared to only 1 point you get from a regular fruit. In addition to the lucky fruit, each different color Yoshi has their own favorite fruit that will reward you with an extra couple points as well as some extra health. For example, the red Yoshi's favorite fruit is the apple. So, when eating a regular fruit, you'll get 1 point and 1 petal replenished on your smile meter, or your health bar, which is the flower in the top left-hand corner with the smile on its face. When you eat a melon, you get 3 petals replenished on your smile meter, as well as 100 points. When you eat your favorite fruit, you get 3 petals of health and 3 points. When you eat the lucky fruit, you get a full health bar and 8 points. I know, there's a lot more to this shit than I thought there was. Now, let's circle back to the topic of me being a dumbass. There's lots of fun secrets in this game that I never discovered before making this video. The game has way more secrets and hidden things to do than a lot of people give it credit for, and it was fun to find all these despite playing the game so many times as a child. For example, did you know that there were 2 white Yoshi eggs hidden in the page 3 levels, and there's 4 black Yoshi eggs hidden in the page 2 levels? When you find their eggs, you bring it with you to the end of the level and then they become playable for the rest of the levels. When you find a white or a black Yoshi egg, it becomes an extra life. These Yoshis also have the added benefit of being slightly faster than the other Yoshis, and their eggs have a bigger blast radius. They also have an improved flutter jump. They can even eat any fruit or even the hot peppers that normally harm Yoshi. They can also eat the black Shy Guys from the last page in the story who can't normally be eaten. This in particular is quite the advantage, as the black Shy Guys can be a significant annoyance, and they can quickly end a good story run dead in its tracks. The first time I tried level 2 on page 6, I died 3 times to the same black Shy Guy cheese on the same fucking jump. No, are you kidding me right now? Fuck off. Fucking again, are you kidding me? Fuck, man. So, if I had a black Yoshi here, I could have just eaten this asshole and been done with it. It almost happened a 4th time as well. Fortunately, I did manage to clear the jump eventually through sheer dumb luck. Unfortunately, I died shortly after due to my IQ being skewed to the lower end of the spectrum. If you beat the game using a white or a black Yoshi, on your next playthrough you'll be able to select them right from the beginning and play as them for the entire game. Another fun secret is that there are white Shy Guys hidden in some of the levels, and when you find one and manage to bring them with you to the end of the level, they can be selected from the Yoshi Select screen. If you select White Shy Guy from the Yoshi Select screen, you'll see a clip of him flying to Baby Bowser's castle, and he'll bring one of your Yoshis back, giving you another life. Now, one thing it's key to mention here is the White Shy Guys won't show up if you still have all your Yoshis alive. They only show up on the map if you happen to die once or twice. It's fun to think that there are rebel Shy Guys running around, ready to stick it to the man and lend a hand to the Yoshis. Cue Bowser. There is a classic jingle called Totaka's Song, and it gets hidden in many of the classic Nintendo games. In this game, for instance, if you let the song from the trial mode stage select play all the way through 8 full times, then you'll be greeted with this song. It's no secret that beating this game isn't overly challenging most times. Something you can do to try to increase the challenge and get a high score is collect only melons. Each stage has exactly 30 melons hidden throughout them. I'm not gonna lie though, some of them are hidden so well, finding all 30 on each of the 24 levels is only for the true masochists. Some levels are easier than others to find them all, but it's just not worth it. You get absolutely nothing for going out of your way to do this, aside from bragging rights on a really high score on Yoshi Story, like anybody's gonna care about that. The only thing that would make getting around the levels to find the melons a little easier is that there are 4 fast travel locations on each stage. Each one is a different color and has a number on their stomach from 1 to 4. I believe they're called Miss Warp or something. Anyway, you jump on them to wake them up, rude, and that activates them for the level. When you want to use them, they send you up like a volleyball, sending you over to the next one in the sequence. Most playthroughs you likely won't even use these for their fast travel function, because the Miss Warps also act as checkpoints. Now, let's pivot for a sec. I mentioned before that each level was unique in its own way, and now, so that you can really experience all this game has to offer vicariously through me, I wanted to expand on that and show you what I mean. Each level is cleverly named after what makes it unique from the rest. In level 1 on the first page called Treasure Hunt, you find a Poochie chained to a stump. So you ground pound the stump to free him, and then you follow him around, sniffing wherever he barks to find the hidden secrets. While not technically necessary to finish the level, it is the only way to find all the hearts you need to unlock the levels on page 2, as well as the only way to find all 30 melons if you're one of those masochists that I mentioned before. As far as difficulty goes though, you'd have to legitimately try to lose a life on this level. It's pretty easy. In level 2 on the first page called Surprise, you find this super weird platform that you can move around with the analog stick, and it contorts the face underneath it based on how you move it around. There's also a handful of balloon baddies near the end, if you can count that as a surprise. Level 3 on page 1, Rail Lift, features sections where you stand on moving clouds and platforms, hitting switches with eggs to continue further. This one can be really frustrating at times when you run into the bumpers and get shoved off the platform. Last level on the first page is Tower Climb. This one involves Yoshi flying around on these helicopter pads, climbing higher and higher up to the top. Eventually there comes a point where you need to use an umbrella to float back down the other side, avoiding enemies and dangers on the way. The first level of page 2, Bone Dragon Pit, features these bone dragons that shoot fireballs at you. One of the hidden secrets in this level is a 3-headed bone dragon who drops a giant heart when you kill him. The black Yoshi egg in this level is hidden near the tulip close to the end. You'll eat it and fling yourself all the way up to the top to find it. The second level of page 2, Blarg's Boiler, is the first level so far that I'd say has even a slight semblance of difficulty. You can get yourself killed on page 1 if you're careless or trying to rush, but most of the levels really don't pose a challenge. In this level, there are things that might get you killed the first time if you're not aware, like how these floating bones drop down as soon as you stand on them, or these lava ghosts that keep jumping at you, or of course, Blarg himself, the big, dumb, ugly lava monster. Jelly Pipe features these jelly enemies. They look like little waves and they have these angry, determined faces on them. This level's not really hard at all, it's just a big maze. My favorite part about this level though is how the background has this newspaper style artwork that has different character names on it. It's the little things. The last level on page 2, Torrential Maze, looks really similar to Jelly Pipe and features lots of holes that have water flowing out, and will sweep you away to the spikes to your death if you're not careful. This level also features these ghosts that move from hole to hole and act as ramps that Yoshi can walk on. It's a really large maze, the same as the jelly pipe. The black Yoshi egg on this level is hidden in this section with the swinging vines. Use the vines all the way to the end to find it. And now on to page 3. Each level has a different boss at the end of it. The boss designs are pretty unique and fun, but they're also all pretty easy. The first level on page 3 is called Cloud Cruising, and this is a fun one. Jumping on these snake-looking things, you start to get lifted into the air, and each time you jump, it changes direction. The green ones move up and down, and the red ones move up to the left and then up to the right. This level also features a huge dragon that you ride along throughout a decent portion of it, fighting enemies and collecting fruit from its back. When you first jump on its head, it looks at you and raises its eyebrows before it starts moving. Yet another example of the charm and little details on display in the game. So, the boss battle for this one is this giant cloud. Well, it might as well be cotton candy the way Yoshi gobbles his ass up in 3 seconds. Level 2, Tall Tower, is exactly that. The premise of this level is to just keep going up. Eventually you'll get to these bird enemies that are so fucking annoying and they never stop coming. This level also has this section where you get to windsurf on a leaf. The controls in this portion are pretty sensitive, it moves really easily. The white Yoshi egg on this level can be found right near the second miss warp. You drop down here from the windsurf area, and instead of continuing, you come down to the left and it's in this bubble. The boss battle for this one is this almost invisible cloud. Its camouflage is pretty good at times if you're playing on a CRT, but you just need to hit him with a few eggs in order to gravestone him. Level 3, Poochie and Nippy, is a snow level. This one has Shy Guys in the background who throw snowballs at you, and it also has these storks who deliver bombs instead of babies. I wonder who the father is. The hidden white Shy Guy in this level can be found here in this blue question mark box. And the white Yoshi egg in this level can be found here. All you have to do is pass the first pipe that you see with the Poochie, and you'll come to this second one that you can go down. Go down the pipe and shoot the bubble to find the egg. The boss for this level, Cloud Jin, is just as easy as the others. You just avoid him and throw eggs at him. He breathes fire, but it's really not a threat. You hit him 3 times and he's donezo like my parents' marriage. Look at him flailing around. Big baby. Just die already. The last level on page 3, Frustration, features a spinning wooden wheel that you have to run with that has 2 holes that you can fall through. It speeds up and slows down based on your momentum. This seems harder than it really is. The boss battle on this level, Don Bongo, is this giant lizard and you have to hit it right in the lips. Every time you do, its lips gets bigger. This is my favorite boss. His lips swelling up bigger each time you hit him is just hilarious. Onward to page 4. The first level on page 4, Jungle Hut, has a bunch of these tall ass huts. Each one has different enemies inside. One has bees that try to block your path. One has a shitload of Shy Guys on stilts. Another has all these really annoying spiders, and you get the point. This level is fun except for the bee sections, they really slow it down. Since you have to crouch down and slow walk to pass them, it's not a bad idea, it's just that it ends up being more annoying than it is a fun mechanic. The bees are so sensitive that you can't be anywhere near them when you start slow walking. You need to be really far away and slow walk the whole time. Come on, go faster! Okay. Level 2 on page 4, Jungle Puddle, is a fucking butt clencher. This level has these fish that scare the absolute shit out of me. They're so random and they don't have a pattern that you can time where they jump out of the water. They wait there like an apex predator prepared to strike. As soon as you come near them, they go into murder mode. If you're not ready the instant they come out of the water, you're dead. I'm serious. If you hesitate for even a second, you're done. If you wanted to grab something and you missed it and you're thinking about doubling back, just forget it. It's not fucking worth it. On top of these red menaces, there's also these blue fish that spit water at you. They constantly spit at you, getting you to come closer and closer. I don't think I was ever as stressed during this game as I was when I played this level. Fuck this level. Level 3, Piranha Grove, is a level filled with piranha plants, including these ones that fly around and eat you, and they are absolute terrors. I don't know why Nintendo decided to put the skill checks for this game after the halfway point, but they did. If these flying ones were actually able to kill you instead of just maim you, I would have died like 10 times. Thankfully, they can only take away all your health until you're at the brink of death, but they can't kill you. This level has this section where you need to run along this ball while avoiding enemies and not falling to the spikes below. Not a fan. This level and the one before it are probably the two most stressful levels in the game in my opinion. The last level of page 4, Neuron Jungle, is one of my favorites. It's a breath of fresh air after the other two. It's a really fun stage with these weird looking, I'm assuming these are neurons, and they're spread out throughout the level and they move around and act as platforms. The way they move is dependent on the color they are. Some go up and down, some go left and right. These red ones only move when you ground pound on them. My favorite part of this level is how they close their eyes when you stand on them, and if you only stand on one eye, they'll be winking at you. This level isn't very difficult to get through though. Alright, second last page. The first level, lots of jellyfish, hits the nail right on the head. It's a level with a lot of fucking jellyfish. Partway through, there's this crazy looking thing here that swims in circles. Looks like an elephant eel shark hybrid. Avoiding this thing is more annoying than hard because you have to wait for him to complete his circle so you can swim through. As long as you keep moving, this level's pretty easy. There's also these shy guys and little submarines that swim around and shoot torpedoes at you. I did not know they had that kind of tech up in Bowser's castle. The next one, Lots of Fish, is another one that's right on the nose. Thankfully, there aren't a bunch of giant fish who want to eat you in this one. This one just has a lot of the little spike fish to avoid, as well as other smaller fish. This level is pretty similar to the other one, aside from fish replacing the jellyfish. Just swim around and don't die. Level 3, Shy Guy Limbo, is so random. This stage has lots of these shy guys that you have to jump over, and they're all carrying limbo sticks. I don't really have much else to say here. I don't know why they're all playing limbo, but I'm here for it.
This one is for that little kid who's limboing up in heaven right now.
Near the beginning, there's a Lakitu flying around, and if you kill him, you can skip a lot of these limbo dudes. This level also has these water-like enemies that fall out of the clouds here in this section, like acid rain. The last level on page 5, Shy Guy's ship, disappointingly does not take place on the ship. You can see the ship in the background and it shoots at you from time to time, but it's more of an annoyance than anything else. This is not a hard level. Alright, on to the finale. Level 1, Mecha Castle, features lots of gears that rotate faster than you think they would. You can get caught in between them if you're not careful. It also has several traps that I'm ashamed to say trick me a few times. The patterns they do for some of these traps are seemingly random. Now, I'm sure they're not, but I want to complain. Level 2, Lift Castle, features lots of those black shy guys that I mentioned earlier. This level was one of the harder levels in the game in my opinion. There's lots of opportunities to be damaged, and the fruits are really spread out in some areas. Similar to level 3 on page 1, you climb up for a while, then at one point you need to float back down using the umbrella and avoid dangers along the way. This section of the stage is actually pretty long, but the real dangers from this stage come from the black shy guys. The third level on the final page, Ghost Castle, is just that, a castle filled with ghosts. They also feature these ghosts that are blindfolded and follow you around based on how much noise you make, but to be honest, these feel more random than anything. Like, sometimes I swear I'm making no noise at all, and then they're coming at me with a purpose, like they bought me a drink at the bar an hour ago and I pulled a Houdini on them. So, the level features 2 regular doors and 2 locked doors. The keys for the locked doors obviously are behind the regular doors. The last level, Magma Castle, is, I believe, the biggest level in the game. Someone will have to fact check that though. Right near the beginning, there's this red version of the dragon from page 3. You jump on his back, he'll make the come hither face, and you'll be off to the races. This one dives in and out of the lava, so you have to time your jumps accordingly. There's also lots of pipes that shoot lava out of them throughout this level. And now to wrap things up, Baby Bowser, the final boss. No matter which level you pick, you're getting the same boss fight. As a final boss, this is a joke. If you made it here, you're home free. The happy tree gives you infinite health because the fruit never stops growing. All you need to do to beat Baby Bowser is throw eggs or bombs at the ceiling, knocking down the spikes that hit him. After you do this 3 times, he jumps down and tries to attack you from the ground, but just hit him 3 more times and that's it. Then he gets carried off in shame before you can finish the job. Now that the Yoshis have returned the super happy tree to its rightful place, the Yoshis return to being stoked as fuck. Well, all in all, playing through this game again was a really fun way to start 2023. Now, I had to play through the game about 10 times to unlock everything and do everything that I wanted to do for this video, and while I cannot in good conscience recommend you playing it that many times, I can recommend you playing it at least once. Now, I truly feel that this game does not get the love that it really deserves. You won't find this game on most people's top 5 lists. Didn't really make it on mine either, but it's still a great game. So, did anything in this video surprise you? Did I miss any secrets that you know about? Let me know in the comments below. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time.